Okay, let's move on to minor league baseball for a minute. The Major League Baseball has announced that they are going to now provide housing for their minor league baseball players starting in 2022. They're not even going to
Mm-hmm.
wait. This to me is an enormous deal. This is landmark, huge, precedent setting, like yeah, it's huge.
It's a big deal for those of you who don't know.
Yeah, it's so big a deal I can't even talk about it without like I don't even know how to illustrate how big a deal it is. But here's part of why minor league baseball players are constantly being supported by the community and by their fan bases because they don't have money. They're not
Yeah,
getting paid very much money. They don't get any housing. There's sometimes a stipend for food, and that's it, and it's just this they pretty much hang out at the ballpark all the time.
that's what I was gonna say. Is that up until now, there's been a great incentive for players to just like you said, hang out at the ballpark because when they're there, there's food.
Yeah.
The clubhouse is not always super comfortable, but I know. I mean, in Orem, I've been in that clubhouse, and it's pretty nice. They got a pretty nice
Yeah.
little setup. There was
Nice.
always food out for those players for the Orem Owls.
That's good.
They had big tables in the middle of the clubhouse, and it was always filled with food.
Yeah.
If nothing else, they at least had a bunch of peanut butter and jelly sandwiches they could make.
Yeah.
So that was there for them. Like I said, pretty nice little clubhouse, and I guarantee there are other stadiums across the country that are not nearly as nice as Brent Brown Ballpark
For sure.
in Orem. So not everybody's going to have those amenities. Not everybody's going to have peanut butter and jelly sitting out all the time for them to eat. Or I would walk through and there were just mountains of Chick-fil-A sandwiches and
Wow.
chicken nuggets. So they were fed pretty well, but at the same
That's good.
time, it was their incentive to be at the ballpark.
Exactly.
So this kind of takes some of that away, so they don't have to live at the ballpark basically. And I think
Yeah.
I think that's actually a really good thing for them, especially like when it comes to going on the road. Like you're probably not sleeping on a comfortable bed at night where you're staying
No.
because some of those host families just want them there, and so they kind of
Yep.
give them like a cot or like an air mattress, right?
Yeah.
But then you go on the road, and a lot of times they're sleeping on the floor in the aisleway on the bus.
Yeah.
So
Sucks.
I hope this gives them a chance to get at least, if nothing else, a better night's sleep, because that's important, especially for guys who are trying to take care of their bodies, right?
You'd think they would
So
protect that investment at a
you
much
would
higher
think so.
level.
Well, and here's the thing too, though, is that like you talk about the bonus babies, the guys who get the signing bonus when they get drafted.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
I was actually talking to some of the guys in the front office, and they said, "Oh yeah, like," because I was asking if everybody stays at the host family, and they're like, "No, not everybody does." Like sometimes you'll get a guy who has a pretty big signing bonus, and what he'll do is he'll put 4 or 5 guys up with him for the season.
Yeah.
Then he'll
Yeah.
get an apartment, and he'll have 4 or 5 guys stay with him, just because they're all going through the struggle, and it makes it a little bit easier for him, a little bit easier for them, and so that's
That's pretty
nice.
cool.
But this way, they don't have to deal with that. And the guy, like if a guy gets a signing bonus and he washes out, that can go a little bit farther for him,
That's right.
rather than paying for an apartment for 5 guys.
So then the only thing that this is going to change is the host family dynamic because in Orem and
Mhm.
I imagine everywhere else, the host family showed up to the ball games, and sometimes only the host families. It's
Only,
the only.
yeah.
That's it. So there is an immediate like disparity in fan base interaction and things like that. So
Hmm.
I don't think it's a deal breaker by any means, but it is going to be felt in some places, especially in those smaller towns.
Hmm. Well, and,
Of
and
course,
the thing to keep,
go ahead.
I was gonna say, the thing to keep in mind with the host families though is that the only money the team is getting from those host families, besides like saving money on housing, right?
Yep.
But when those people come to the games, at least in Orem, they're getting free season tickets. The only money they're getting from them is concessions, and
Yeah.
sometimes not even that. If they don't want to eat at the
Right.
ballpark because the
And
food's
I
not
just
any
mean
good. But
see episode whatever it was that we talked about the
yes,
the hot dogs at Brent
a
Brown.
long
But
time ago.
yeah. But no, I think I'm just talking pure entertainment, pure engagement, not
Hmm.
even the economy of it, but just the fact that there are people's butts and seats, right?
Yep.
So that's going to be an interesting thing to see. But again, if you think about it, that the host family thing, wasn't it kind of only at rookie ball and low A affiliate levels?
Probably. And those don't even exist anymore. I mean, rookie ball is
Exactly.
like the Arizona Summer League and then the Dominican Summer League.
And Pioneer Leagues got,
yeah, they're gone now.
right.
So,
But they're not
yeah,
MLB affiliated. That's what I'm saying. Like,
yeah.
yeah.
So as far as affiliated goes, I mean, the cost is it's more cost effective now than it was 3 years ago, for sure.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Right. So it makes more sense for teams to fit that bill. And I think that's part of I mean, we've talked about this before. That's part of the reason they did that, was because they saw things like this coming, where they're going to have to pay for housing. They're going to have to pay their players more. They're going to have to take care of them more. So like, well, we can't do that for 5 minor league teams.
Nope.
We got to cut some fat here. So I think that goes a long way for it.
I think you're right. And like we talked about with the Pioneer League guys, that's a great opportunity for them to shake it up and make it their own. And I mean, I think everybody's winning right now. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And it's
I agree.
pretty stinking cool.